Hello, today we'll be talking about Beautifly, the first bug-flying Pokémon, Bug and Flying Final Evolution, and Bug Evolution introduced in Gen 3. Beautifly is the final evolution of Wurmple, who evolves into Silcoon, who evolves into Beautifly at level 10. Its previous PYC dates are November 19th, 1996, September 10th, 1999, July 1st, 2002, April 21st, 2005, February 10th, 2008, December 1st, 2010, September 21st, 2013, July 12th, 2016, May 3rd, 2019, and February 21st, 2022. I most remember Beautifly as May's Pokemon in the anime. I was shocked when I found out about its carnivorous behavior. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we are talking about Beautifly, the butterfly Pokemon, whose number is 0267. This is what it looks like. Its type is bug flying, abilities, swarm, and rivalries, its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50, catch rate is 45 or 11.9%, breeding is a group bug. Hatch time 15 cycles. Height is 3'3" or 1 meter. Weight is 62.6 pounds or 28.4 kilograms. Basic experience yield is 161 in Gen 3 through 4 and 178 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EVO is 3 and special attack. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is yellow and base friendship is 70. Beautifly is a dual type bug flying Pokemon introduced in Gen 3. It evolved from Silcoon starting at level 10. It is one of Wurmple's final forms, the other being Dustox. Biology: Beautifly is a butterfly-like Pokemon easily recognized by its two pairs of colorful wings. It has large blue eyes and black antennae with rounded tips. Its face, underside, and 4 stubby limbs are gray, while the rest of its body is black. The main body of its wings are black with large yellow markings and smaller red and blue markings. The upper pair of wings are larger and have a line of yellow along the top edge, while each of the lower wings has a long, rounded tip extension on the bottom. The female's wings have smaller red spots than the male's. Beautifly has a long and curled black proboscis that it uses to gather pollen and nectar, its favorite food, from flowers. Its diet also includes water, fruit juices, and bodily fluids from its prey, all of which it sucks up from its proboscis. Despite its appearance, Beautifly is known to be aggressive and greedy. It will jab at foes with its proboscis if it is disturbed while collecting pollen. The preferred habitats of a Beautifly are forests, where it rides the spring winds while searching for pollen. It competes with Combee for nectar. Evolution: Beautifly evolves from Silcoon and is the final form of Wurmple, so Wurmple, Silcoon, Beautifly. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 3, Ruby, Beautifly's favorite food is the sweet pollen of flowers. If you want to see this Pokemon, just leave a potted flower by an open window. Beautifly is sure to come looking for pollen. Sapphire, Beautifly has a long mouth-like coiled needle, which is very convenient for collecting pollen from flowers. This Pokemon rides the spring winds as it flits around gathering pollen. Emerald, its colorful, patterned wings are its most prominent feature. It flies through flower-colored fields, collecting pollen. It acts ferociously when angered. Fire Red and Leaf Green, despite its appearance, it has an aggressive nature. It attacks by jabbing with its long, thin mouth. In Gen 4, Diamond, it has an aggressive nature. It stabs prey with its long, narrow mouth to drain the prey's fluids. Pearl, when flower fields bloom, it flits around, collecting pollen. Despite its appearance, it is savage. Platinum, despite its looks, it is aggressive. It jabs with its long, thin mouth if disturbed while collecting pollen. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, vibrantly patterned wings are its prominent feature. It sucks sweet flower nectar with its long mouth. The Gen 5 Pokedex entry is Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is the Heart Gold and Soul Silver entry. Y is the Diamond entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Beautifly and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart, Legends Arceus. A colorful and incredibly beautiful, but also greedy Pokemon. In an effort to keep its favorite food all to itself, it will chase away Combee as they try to gather nectar. Game locations, side game locations, held items. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, XY, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, you get the Shadow Shell 5% of the time. Legends Arceus, for normal, you get Dazzling, Honey, 35% of the time. Spoiled Apricorn, 15% of the time, and Gridiron's by level. Alpha, EXP Candy M, 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery, 20% of the time. And Gridiron's by level, still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats. So sometimes this happens where there's two different stat boxes here based on generations. They update the stats for later generations. So this is Gens 3 through 5 and Gen 6 onward, so we'll compare them. So HP 60, that stays the same. Attack 70, that stayed the same. Defense 50, that stays the same. Special attack 90, that went up to 100. Special defense 50, that stays the same. Speed 65, that stays the same. For a total of 385. and 395. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, poison, ghost, steel, water, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to flying, rock, fire, electric, and ice. All for double except for rock, which is for 4. Immune to ground, resistant to fighting, and grass for a 4th, and bug for half. Notes: if gravity is an effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball in Gen 4 or a Ring target, or is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain, the effectiveness of ground-type moves is half. So go from 0 to half. In Gen 5, if this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball, the effectiveness of ground-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. A Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. We'll start with this Evo and just go down. On evolution, it gets Gust, 12 Absorb, 15 Stun Spore, 17 Morning Sun, 20 Air Cutter, 22 Giga Drain, 25 Leech Life, 27 Attract, 30 Whirlwind, 32 Giga Drain, 35 Bug Buzz, 37 Protect, and 40 Quiver Dance. For Legends Arceus, I will do the Evo here and then go down to 11. So upon evolution, it learns Air Cutter and masters it at level 15. At level 11, it gets Stun Spore and masters it at 20. Level 18, it gets Silver Wind and masters it at 28. At 25, it learns Venoshock but masters it at 35. 34, it gets Air Slash and masters it at 45. At level 43, it learns Bug Buzz and masters it at level 54. By TM, since it has a different type than its pre-evolutions, we'll read them all. 11 Sunny Day, 15 Hyper Beam, 17 Protect, 19 Giga Drain, 20 Safeguard, 22 Solar Beam, 29 Psychic, 30 Shadow Ball, 32 Double Team, 40 Aerial Ace, 42 Facade, 44 Rest, 45 Attract, 46 Thief, 51 Roost, 53 Energy Ball, 58 Endure, 62 Bug Buzz, 68 Giga Impact, 70 Flash, 82 Sleep Talk, 87 Swagger, 89 U-Turn, 90 Substitute, and 97 Defog. By breeding is nothing. By tutoring, there's nothing for Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. In Legends Arceus, it can get Aerial Ace, Energy Ball, Giga Impact, Hyper Beam, Leech Life, Ominous Wind, Psychic, Rest, Shadow Ball, and Swift. Nothing by prior evolution, side game data, Pokemon Ranger, and the browser entry. Beautifly attacks by scattered ink glittery powder while flapping its wings. Okay. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry. You've probably seen Beautifly fluttering about in search of its favorite food, pollen. In addition to nectar, its long, thin proboscis is also perfect for sucking up water and fruit juices. Evolution data, Wurmple, level 7, Silcoon, level 10, Beautifly. Sprites here, so, okay, interesting. A lot different, a lot more yellow in the body rather than the white. Like a different gray. Everything looks a little weird. It's kind of a purple eyes, I guess. And the, like, gray part is purple here. The yellow part is like a tan. And this is kind of a different tan for that kind of dark part. Eyes are the same, I think. And that's, yeah, it's kind of an orange rather than red. That's very interesting. And I get the full colors in Gen 4 as well as the gender differences. So, see the big spot for males, little spot for females. Yeah, a lot different. I mean, it's just, okay, so it's gray, and then kind of yellow, that kind of whitish color, and then the eyes are like a dark blue now. That's interesting. Yeah, because blue. It kind of keeps more or less the same concept, but with darker color. Like this is a different purple. Kind of, yeah, more kind of two different types of tan there. Yeah. Okay, Gen 5, get the full Vax right here. So, yeah, yeah, pretty cool. Kind of a darker, kind of more, yeah, darker yellow. That's interesting. The models, very good models, I'd say. Yeah, they did a decent job at this. You can see, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, instead of it being, okay, so in Gen 4, it's kind of a long thing versus kind of that pattern, I guess, like an oval versus that kind of pattern. Gen 5, they made it big dot versus small dot. And in Gen 6, they kind of kept that, but they kind of just extended it rather than making this an oval. So that's interesting. And they brought back this kind of thing. That's very interesting. They kind of made everything a little bit bigger, I think. Yep. Very interesting. Then Legends Arceus, got these models. Very, better models, of course. Higher quality. Yeah. Kind of make it gray? That's interesting. Oh, I guess they do. Make it kind of a dark gray to sort of a little bit lighter gray, I'd say, for the antenna and the proboscis. It's purple? Yeah, the proboscis. Has the proboscis always been purple? I guess it has been. Okay. Yep. Got that. So it's kind of a sort of a sandy kind of color now, and tan, something, I don't know. Homes, you got these, yep. Animation, Beautifly, in Pokemon Journeys the series, you got a bunch of them. May's Beautifly is the big one. Aaron's Beautifly, I guess. All these. Pokedex entries in Advanced Generation, Episode 13, in Ash's Pokedex. Beautifly, the butterfly Pokemon. Beautifly have long, thin noses, which can extend to suck the pollen out of flowers. Advanced Generation, Episode 28, in May's Pokedex. Beautifly, the butterfly Pokemon. Beautifly is the evolved form of Silcoon. It loves sweet pollen and riding the spring breeze from flower to flower. In Diamond Pearl, Episode 76, in Dawn's Pokedex. Beautifly, the butterfly Pokemon in the evolved form of Silcoon. When flowers are in full bloom, Beautifly fly about gathering pollen. Journeys, Episode 22, in Go's Rotom Phone. Beautifly, the butterfly Pokemon. A bug and flying type. Beautifly is recognized by the distinctive colorful pattern on its wings. Sweet flower nectar is its favorite food. Pokemon Generations. Running. We saw this image in the Poochyena video. So it's got all this Pokemon. In the manga. Beautifly in Pokemon Adventures. CCG. Trivia. We read this first one in the Butterfree video. Prior to Gen 6, Beautifly and its evolutionary counterpart, Dustox, shared the same base stats, with Beautifly's attack and special attack swapped with Dustox's defense and special defense. This changed in Gen 6 when Beautifly received a 10-point increase to its special attack, but Dustox did not receive a stat increase. It shares this counterpart difference with Poliwrath. Origin, Beautifly seems to be based on a swallowtail butterfly, particularly the common yellow swallowtail, due to the shape and colors of its wings. Its ability to pierce prey with its proboscis is similar to a vampire moth or a mosquito. Name origin, Beautifly may be a combination of beauty and butterfly. Could also be a play on beautify, to improve the appearance of, or beautifully. Aga Hunt may be a combination of Aga Hacho, swallowtail, butterfly, and hunt, referring to its aggressive nature. Now the languages, related articles, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Beautifly's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 235, Get the Show on the Road. In this episode, Ash Ketchum, the main character, and his faithful Pokemon Pikachu have come to the Hoenn region. Pikachu is sick from like electrical overcharge and stuff, and the local Pokemon professor, Professor Birch here, is taking Ash and Pikachu to his lab. There's some Beautifly. And that is Beautifly's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's watch Beautifly's scenes in Detective Pikachu. Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, as I like to call it Detective Beautifly, as it's only in the frames Beautifly to the best of my ability. As you can see here, it only appears as a sign. The full sign says BU. You can only really see part of the word U. In this film, Tim Goodman, the main character, has come to Rhyme City, a city where humans and Pokemon coexist, as he has just learned that his father, Harry Goodman, a police detective, has died in a car accident, so he's going to his dad's apartment to clean up. This is the next day, so you can see the sign a lot better here. Tim has met Detective Pikachu, a talking Pikachu, with amnesia, who is Harry's police partner, and Detective Pikachu doesn't believe that Harry is dead, so they're going to go investigate. So now here, you can't really see it, but it's here in the sort of reflection. So we've cut to much later in the film. This is Tim Goodman and Detective Pikachu. They're with Miss Norman, the assistant of Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City. They're going up to his office now. Okay, so what's happening here? So there's the sign. We've cut to later in the film. Howard has used a device called the Neuralink to put his mind inside of Mewtwo. And he is using Mewtwo's powers to release this gas onto all the Pokemon in town. This was for the 10th anniversary of Rhyme City Parade. These floats. And he released all the gas, and then he used Mewtwo's powers to merge humans and Pokemon, because he wants the ultimate partnership between humans and Pokemon, and he thinks that's the way to do it.
Hi! The ground?
Yeah, so he was riding a Pidgeot here. So it's going insane. So that is Mewtwo proper. What's this line again? So we've got to later. The neural link has been disconnected from Howard, and now Mewtwo is fixing everything. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Let's move on. Now let's see why people love Beautifly. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on a single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. Beautifly Stardust by Opalite. This nice image of a beautifly, I guess, spreading spores probably. Probably for its wings, but it looks like stardust and stuff, so yeah. But, yeah, very well done. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 6 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Time. I'll be catching these Pokemon. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Cascoon. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.